Now, we welcome back to the show Alabama Senator, Mr. Tommy Tuberville. Senator Tuberville, welcome, sir. I just wanted to put that little economic riff in there because, you know what, we have very good policies, and despite the war and the war jitters and the temporary energy shock, we're going to do just fine. Post-war America is going to do just fine. And the drill, baby, drill, and the tax cuts and the deregulation are going to propel us, I think, to a very strong, flourishing economy after this war is over. And the war itself, you know what? Victory in this war is itself a huge economic stimulant, if you ask me. Senator Tuberville, I think people are underestimating that, too.
Well, you're exactly right, Larry. I would have hated to have had a war like this under the Biden administration when we were not energy dependent, when our prices were out the roof, interest rates were very high, people out of jobs. It would have been devastating. But President Trump has got us back on track. That's the reason he could have done what he did, was go into Iran and try to get these crazies straightened out. But it's been hard. It's been hard on our military, but we've made a lot of progress. I'm proud of what President Trump has done. It's the only time in our lifetime we'd had an opportunity to get this nonsense straight in the Middle East, because it is a complete mess. And hopefully now that President Trump is working with Iran to come up with some kind of deal. We don't know what the gift was that they gave. It was probably either the Chinese are going to have to spend American dollars to buy their oil, which in the past they've been using their dollar, the yen, and then of course, obviously either tariff or tax the oil coming out of the straits. That could be another gift, because we need somebody to help us pay for this war, not just the American taxpayers, but we went into Iraq, we lost lives and we lost money, trillions of dollars. We need for Iran to have to pay for the war that we went in and just spent probably $20–30 billion in the last month.
I want to go to the long lines in the airports and the TSA problem and not funding the Department of Homeland Security. There's still a lot of wrangling going on. But before, I want you to hear, I thought Mr. Trump made a very good move, putting the ICE agents to help out in the airports, to help out. Now, here's what Hakeem Jeffries had to say about putting ICE agents, by the way, maskless ICE agents is what Mr. Trump asked for, in the airports to help out temporarily. Take a listen to this one, please.
The last thing that the American people need are for untrained ICE agents to be deployed at airports all across the country, potentially to brutalize or in some instances kill them.
Kill them, to brutalize. So let me get this right. The ICE agents will come into the airports and just take out guns and start randomly shooting at people? Now, I know Iranians do that kind of thing, but where does he come off talking about ICE agents that way? Where does he come off? I mean, the guy's hallucinating. Where does he come off saying that?
They don't have a clue how to respond to President Trump. They hate him so much. Chris Murphy did the same thing. Senator Blumenthal did the same thing. Some very ignorant speeches or talks that they gave about how cruel ICE are going to treat the people in airports. They've lost their damn mind, Larry. They hate President Trump so much. Everything behind President Trump, they hide it because they're trying to pull away from the good things that President Trump is doing. But the thing that they're doing is they're making President Trump stronger, them weaker, because they don't look stupid, they are stupid. And at the end of the day, we will win out. The American people will win out. It won't be Republicans or Democrats. It'll be President Trump and the 77 million people that voted for him.
Yeah. Now, one other thing, Senator, I don't know about how this DHS thing is going to be resolved, okay? I know there may be more agreement on the Republican side, but I don't know. But here's what I think I know. If you want $200 billion add-on, supplemental for the Pentagon, which is very, very important, right? Our fighting men and women must be kept in the absolute best shape possible, tip-top shape. And if we want to fulfill President Trump's goal, and I believe it's your goal, to have a voting rights bill, Save America Act, real IDs and citizenship papers, the only way to do it, the only way you can get it, is a reconciliation bill, sir. This Kudlow plan, and I understand Senator Kennedy and others in the Senate are looking at this. Mike Johnson, Speaker Johnson, I've been preaching it here. You got to have a reconciliation bill, Senator Tuberville. There's no other way. 50 votes plus the vice president. You'll never get 60 votes. But if you want that whole package, okay, Save America voting rights, Pentagon, $200 billion. I don't know what else. Maybe you can have offsets. Maybe you can have some supply-side tax cuts. Who knows? I'm just saying you need reconciliation, sir. That's what you got to have to go for.
Yeah, we can't get anything done with 60 votes. We barely have 51. We have several Republicans that sometimes they don't look eye to eye with President Trump either. But at the end of the day, Larry, you're exactly right. You and I talked about this about a month ago. Anything we're getting done is going to have to be with 51 votes, and then we're going to have to work our tail off to get that done. We stayed on the floor 18 hours in July, Larry, if you remember this, just to get the one big beautiful bill done, and it was 51, and it took till 4 a.m. in the morning to get one person to vote for it so we could get it over the goal line. And so even 51 is not going to be very easy, but we're not going to get any Democrats to help us. They're just stalling President Trump. They're trying to run this country in the ground. They don't care about the American taxpayers. It's just embarrassing to see them, how they work behind the scenes, and by the rhetoric, as you just heard said a few minutes ago, of how they talk about this country. Yeah. It is absolutely amazing.
But I think, you know, to do the Lord's work here, reconciliation is the way to go. And I just think senators, Republican senators have to get moving on this, okay? It goes through Lindsey Graham's budget committee. I don't know what Lindsey's view is on it. But I just think reconciliation, and a lot of good things can come from that. There is time to do it, okay? It just has to get done. It just has to get done, and we have to be creative. I mean, I know the Voting Rights Act may require, but that's a fiscal issue. It's going to cost money, right, for national rulemaking on voting rights, state by. We don't run the actual elections, but the rules. That will cost money, just like closing the border costs money. When we did that a year ago, nobody thought that could be in reconciliation, but it was. So I'm just saying that's got to be the way to go.
We have to give it a try, Larry. You're exactly right. Put everything in there we want. See what the parliamentarian says. We have to have offsets for us. It needs to start in the House. Mike Johnson will do it. He said he would do it. Let's get it done. Let's get it started because, you know, we just learned last hour that the Democrats have refused or working with them with DHS and funding all the other entities and leaving DHS out. They don't want to work with American people. They want to see people suffer in this country and blame it on President Trump. But guess what? The people are starting to realize what's going on here because they're two-faced on the Democrat side. But if we do reconciliation, we can get it done. We just have to have some help from the parliamentarian, and we got to word it right at the end of the day.
You know, I still can't get over it. It's the second night we played it. Hakeem Jeffries, we got to go. I'm sorry. But Hakeem Jeffries actually saying that the ICE agents are going to go into an airport and start shooting people. I mean, how sick is that? That is just the sickest damn thing. And it's such an insult to the men and women in law enforcement. You know, it just is.
Well, John Wayne's favorite saying, Larry, you've heard me say this before, life's very tough, but it's a lot tougher when you're stupid. And that's exactly what it is here.
Yes, sir. Senator Tuberville, great to see you, sir. Appreciate it very, very much, as always.